Thank each of you for having me at this very important conference. It is an honor to speak to you at the US-Azerbaijan conference this year. I want to start off by congratulating both of our countries. It's a tremendous accomplishment. We're here to mark the 20th anniversary, not only of Azerbaijan's reestablishment of independence, but also the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between our two countries. I also want to, on behalf of the people in the state of Louisiana, also want to thank the people of Azerbaijan. I want to thank your country for your assistance to our military during the conflicts in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and Kosovo. Your support in literally putting troops on the ground, helping train the Afghans to secure their country, and as a staging route for U.S. supplies has certainly not gone unnoticed, especially in the state of Louisiana. On behalf of a grateful people, I want to say thank you for your friendship, thank you for your support. That assistance will never be forgotten. These partnerships we have fostered to promote regional security and counterterrorism are important to our shared security and indeed our world security. Today I'd like to talk to you about a topic that I think is very important to my state and to the country of Azerbaijan. I want to talk about an industry that is important to both of us. Much like in Azerbaijan, the production of oil and gas is a major driver of our economy in Louisiana. Literally 30% of America's oil and gas is either produced in Louisiana or comes off the coast of Louisiana to the rest of this country. Much like Azerbaijan, it is our strategic location near vast natural resources and along major trade routes that has established our position and potential. Certainly both of us need to diversify our economies by promoting other industries, and we are doing that. But the fact remains that our world relies on oil and gas from your country and my state to fuel our vehicles, to heat our homes, and to power our economies. I really truly believe in an all of the above strategy when it comes to providing energy to our world. That includes nuclear power, wind and solar power, conservation, biofuels, renewable power, clean coal, and many other types of power as well that will lead to a more affordable energy and expanding manufacturing base and an improved standard of living. But the reality is, even as we embrace an all of the above strategy, the reality is that oil and gas power the world's economy today, and will continue to do so for decades to come. It is time to invest in the technologies of tomorrow. It is also critical we realize the opportunity and potential of today. I want to share what's going on in my state of Louisiana. We have seen the results of investing and producing in energy production and how that creates tens of thousands of jobs that help to fuel our country. 33% of our domestic oil, America's domestic oil, comes from the Gulf of Mexico. And when you think about the technological challenges of producing that oil, we've been producing energy literally for decades for the rest of this country. 80% of our Gulf's oil and 45% of the natural gas now come from operations in more than 1,000 feet of water, considered deep water. So today we are drilling in areas using modern day technology that was not even imaginable just several years ago. To give you one example, just one port in South Louisiana, Port Flushon in Lafourche Parish, services 90% of all deep water operations in the Gulf. So the Gulf is increasingly important to the country, and Louisiana is increasingly important in its role in supporting what goes on in the Gulf. But it's not just energy for our nation that Louisiana's oil and gas industry provides. The reality is they also provide good paying jobs. Every one of those rigs in the Gulf supports 180 to 280 direct workers. For every direct job, there are 4 indirect jobs created as well. At one port, at Port Flushon alone, you can find 5,000 employees hard at work servicing the oil and gas industry and the 15,000 offshore workers that fly in and out of that port each month. By the way, workers who come from all over, not just from Louisiana. These oil and gas jobs also create even more jobs in our communities. As I said, each drilling rig job supports 4 other jobs in coastal communities like Houma, Morgan City, and Lafayette. In these communities, 1 out of every 3 jobs is related to the oil and gas industry. Altogether, the total wages earned by our oil and gas workers along our coast amount to $12.7 billion a year. Now, none of this happens by accident. Just as your oil and gas industry is so important to Azerbaijan, we recognize that we must work with our energy industry, not against it. And that's how industry and government can be successful at the same time. It's how we can create private sector jobs for our people so they don't have to leave home to pursue their dreams. We have done things, for example, making our government more efficient, more effective, and less expensive. In our first term, we reduced our state budget by 26%. We reduced the number of full-time government employees by more than 10,000 Now we have the fewest number of state employees we've had in over 25 years. But cutting spending wasn't the only thing we did to get our economy growing. I called our legislature into a special session to eliminate, phase out, or reduce anti-growth business taxes, returning more than $375 million in these first 5 years to businesses for investments in their operations. We eliminated the state sales tax on manufacturing, machinery, and equipment, and eliminated the sales tax on natural gas, the tax on natural gas and business utilities. We also revamped our workforce training program to offer new and expanding companies innovative solutions to meet their needs. That program, called Fast Start, is now ranked #1 in the entire country. It's a key part of our pledge that our workers will be prepared to work on day one, or we retrain them for free.